Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going back to Mohsen Namjoo. I found his first couple of songs that I reacted to be very interesting. The way that he kind of daringly mixes traditional Persian melodies, Persian styles with some Western melodies and some Western influence, blues and rock and that jazz influence that we heard. It's really interesting. It's, contemporary. He's trying to push boundaries. He's trying to knock down barriers, as it were. I'm sure he's been a figure of controversy in Iran because there's a lot of, politics and controversy that goes along with even playing music. To this day, I believe he's not allowed to play live music. Women aren't allowed to sing in Iran. So there's still a lot of things that he speaks on in his music which get people talking in any event. But I know his music's been sort of looked down upon by, traditional classical Persian music purists who probably find his music to be absurd in a way because of his, the influence that he has from Western music. I know he's a fan of like the Doors, Jim Morrison from the Doors, and Eric Clapton and these artists of the 70s and 80s in Western music, specifically rock and jazz. And he also uses like traditional Persian poetry, and he laces that throughout his songs. He's also been known to have these vocalizations which are kind of strange, where he almost relies more on the phonetics, like the way that the word sounds, than the actual meaning of the word. He's like, the vocals become their own language, based more upon the phonetic, the sound, the utterance, than the actual meaning of the specific word. It creates for some very, very strange vocalizations, but new and innovative. So let's get to it. And he's even included, verses, from Rumi and other scholars of the past, and then mixed in his own music and his own verses to create sometimes satirical music, melancholic, but also challenging music. So this is called My Bleeding Heart by Mohsen Namjoo. Let's have a listen. Let's go, everybody. As always, you have any recommendations down below, you can follow me on Instagram at Mace Around the World, and let's go. Is it just me, or does Mohsen look like Albert Einstein in this? Robert De Niro / Albert Einstein. If Einstein was Persian.
از دیدگان کم کن غم و ناله ز جان کم کن وای چه ناله ها که از دل به راحت نمودم من بهره ای از آن به عمرم به جز غم ندیدم من نگاه تو نشینم چشم راه تو که بینم روی ماه تو گشت سجدگاه من ماه من کعبه رویم دل شده اسیر دام خم و تابگی سویم بازا و بنشین یک دم که به لب آمد جان عزیزم از انتظارت قهر و جدایی بس کن که بسته دامم و مرغ دل شو چه کارد بهر تو می سوزد دل ولی تو نداری ز حال زارم خبری آب جگر سوزم را به دل تو زیبا ز چه نبود خطری بیا بر من بیا و ببین که آمده بی تو چه به سر من مه کر من سیمین بر من بیا و ببین تو چشم تر من بت دیرین شب پیشین که به خوابم ماهی آمد شده آقا دلم ای ما که تو پیشم خواهی آمد گذری کن نظری کن چه خوشندام و شیرینی دل ما را تو دلارا.
So it's a really interesting piece. It's obviously contemporary, but I really love this violin and then the accordion and how they're sort of subtly layered in just wonderfully. The guitar work is fantastic. The drum work, all of it is great. It's great.
شیرینی دل ما را تو دلارا ز وفاد تسکینی بت دیرین شب پیشین که به خوابم ماهی آمد شده آگاه دلم ای ما که تو پیشم خواهی آمد گذری کن نظری کن چه خوشندام و شیرینی دل ما را تو دلارا ز وفاد تسکینی بت دیرین شب پیشین که به خوابم ماهی آمد شده آگاه دلم ای ما که تو پیشم خواهی آمد گذری کن نظری کن چه خوشندام و شیرینی دل ما را تو دلارا ز وفاد تسکینی بت دیرین شب پیشین که به خوابم ماهی آمد شده آگاه دلم ای ما که تو پیشم خواهی آمد گذری کن نظری کن چه خوشندام و شیرینی دل ما را تو دلارا ز وفاد تسکینی. دل زارم فغان کم کن و اشک از دیدگان کم کن غم و ناله ز جان کم کن وای چه ناله ها که از دل به راحت نمودم من بهره ای از آن به عمرم به جز غم ندیدم من. مرا کشته نگاه تو نشینم چشم به راه تو که بینم روی ماه تو گشت سجدگاه من ماه من کعبه رویم دل شده اسیر دام خم و تابگی سو.
Wow. All right, so another powerful performance. You can see how that the influence is there of rock music, blues, jazz. His vocals really interesting. It's a piece that I feel, and if it's roughly translation, if the rough translation is correct, my bleeding heart. What's the heart bleeding for? It's a melancholic piece, I think, but it's a pretty piece. I thought it was beautiful, and the instrumentation was fantastic. Specifically, that violin work and the accordion was great. His vocals were unique, strange, layered, dynamic. The drumming was great. So yeah, as a piece, it's really interesting. I wish I knew Farsi, but I don't think that's necessarily possible right now. But at the same time, I've been speaking of this universality within music itself. And regardless if you're playing traditional Persian classical music or you're playing something like this, when it's being performed, you're still in that moment. There's still that connection that is a universal thing, regardless of a rapper is using his rhythm and poetry and mind in connection with the music, rhythm and poetry to a beat. That's what it is. Anyways, we'll see you all soon. See you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you have any recommendations, please put them down below, and make sure to follow or like and subscribe, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at Mace Around the World. I'll talk to you there as well, and peace out. Take care of yourselves.